So the second stimulus check for $600 actually got signed into law, along with the second round of the Paycheck Protection Program, the EIDL grant, and additional unemployment, and a ton of other stuff that was also in the bill that we saw last week. But it could be that we're going to get $2,000 checks, and that's going on right now. But before we get into it, if this is your first time at our channel or you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button at the bottom. My name is Travis Sickle, Certified Financial Planner, helping you reach your financial goals. So President Trump went in the other direction yet again to sign the bill into law to give additional checks of $600 for the stimulus checks. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said today that they're going to do what Trump said last week, and that's get the $600 checks up to $2,000. Now, whether or not that'll happen, I don't know. But here's what she said on Twitter. The president must immediately call on congressional Republicans to end their obstruction and join him and Democrats in support of a standalone legislation to increase direct payment checks to $2,000, which will be brought to the floor tomorrow. And tomorrow is today. And on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's website, she says in her press release that this was welcome news for 14 million Americans who just lost their lifeline of unemployment benefits on Christmas weekend. So this is an additional $300 in addition to that unemployment. So this is what was replacing that $600 that we saw earlier in the year from the CARES Act, with an additional $300. And that again is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi agreeing with President Trump, and President Trump agreeing with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, because here is the press release from the White House from President Trump. So he said that, as president, I have told Congress that I want far less wasteful spending and more money going to the American people in the form of $2,000 checks per adult and $600 per child. And then he later says that I will sign the omnibus and COVID package, which is what he just signed for the $600 for the stimulus checks and the package, with a strong message that makes clear to Congress that wasteful items need to be removed. So he's still going with the wasteful items that need to be removed that he said last week. I will send back to Congress a redlined version, item by item, accompanied by the formal rescission request to Congress, insisting that those funds be removed from the bill. I am signing the bill to restore unemployment benefits, stop evictions, provide rental assistance, add money for PPP, return our airline workers back to work, add substantially more money for vaccine distribution, and much more. And here's the math on the proposed stimulus checks. On Monday, the House will vote to increase payments to individuals from $600 to $2,000. So it's $600 for children and $2,000 for adults. That's what he's proposing. Right now, it's $600 for individuals and $600 for children. So that's under the age of 17 as it stands right now. Therefore, a family of four would receive $5,200. So that's each individual at $2,000. That's $4,000. Two children, $600 apiece. That's $1,200. That's where they're getting the $5,200. So going back to last week, when we thought for sure that this bill was going to get signed, it went to the House, passed, went to the Senate, passed, went to the president, and didn't get signed. And he was holding out for $2,000 checks and to take some of the fat out of the bill. But late last night, he signed it. That didn't happen. And now he's citing an act, the Impound Control Act of 1974, in hopes that he can rescind some of the provisions or line items inside of the bill. But I don't really know anything about that act or whether or not anything could be rescinded. But it does look like, at the very least, the unemployment checks are going to go through, second round of PPP, the EIDL grant extension, and of course, the stimulus checks for $600 per adult and $600 per child. So if you're a dependent and you're 17 or older, doesn't look like there's going to be a check for $600. So it's just for the adults and just for the children who are getting the additional $600. And right now they're negotiating if they can turn those $600 checks for individuals into $2,000 checks. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. But that is the update for your stimulus check and your stimulus package for December the 28th. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and leave your comments down at the bottom.